In the name of Amen the Supreme, the All-Powerful, the one and only true Lord, in Amen we trust as the Republic of Mentellect. The real 144,000 is being gathered in this day and time, the Mentellians. Menzeka Aminun to all of my Mentellian brothers and sisters out there, registered members of the Republic of Mentellect, and to all future Mentellians who have to find their way home to the Republic of Mentellect, which is Amen's community. I send greetings out to you, and I send peace out to you in our Mentellian language by saying to you, Menzeka Aminun. Good evening, I am your host, the intellectual Nuben Menkares, and this is Mentellect Radio. And tonight we're going to be discussing the difference between Mentellect and all other doctrines, past and present. I was inspired to do this broadcast because I had somebody, a few people, you're always going to get a few, lost, misguided people who claim they listen to my broadcast, but for some strange reason, they think that the Republic of Mentellect and the teachings of Mentellect are like other teachings out here, that we somehow, as a 21st century movement, are copying things from the 20th century, be they from black doctrines like Pan-Africanism, be it from, Islam, from the Arabs, Christianity from the white man, ancient Egypt, from the ancient Nubians. Or they'll go as far as to say, I copied from my mentor, Dr. Malachi Z. York. Right? Or I'm copying from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. All false. All false. Mentellect is different, vastly, vastly different, not even on the same level as all the other past doctrines and present, because this is future prophecy. This is future prophecy. When I'm talking about Mentellect, and I'm speaking about things in the future, which is 90% of the damn teaching. It ain't even, the stuff I talk about from the past is like maybe 10%. You understand? And that's going to lessen more and more. But I had to let people know what really happened in the past, what's going on in the present, so what we know what to do in the future. Because again, a small portion of Mentellect is based on past and it's not even really based on it. The whole foundation of Mentellect is fourth dimensional knowledge. Right? Clear, logical, and rational thought and accounts. This is not based on anybody's stories, anybody's beliefs. This is all based on logical and rational sense of reality. That's all this is. This is logical and rational comprehension of reality, future reality, extended reality. Because right now, we're not living in the real world. This is not the real world, you see, because a piece of the world is missing. A very, very, very important piece. And that piece is power. We are without power, and we are speaking to our people out here. I am speaking to our people out here, the so-called, the bright race, not even the so-called black race, but the bright race, not the black race, right? To come out from amongst the black race, because there is no black race or white race in the fourth dimension. It's only the bright race and the gray race. Now, tell me what doctrine was teaching that. Tell me which teaching. Tell me where Elijah Muhammad taught that. Tell me where Dr. York taught that. Tell me where that was from in ancient Egypt. In the future, it'll only be two races, the Amen race on earth and the human race on earth. And the human race is not even going to be the same as what you see. White, black, Asian, East Indian. It's not going to be here no more. It's all going to be condensed into the gray race, the mulattoes. Who taught that? Please tell me. And who taught that we are the Amen race? Who taught that? Who taught that we not part of the human race? As far as I know, you guys are still teaching that we part of the human race, and that the white man's something else. As far as I know, I ain't never heard nobody come out and say we not human, and that we not even from here. We was before Earth, and we're going to be after Earth, or the planet Amen. That's future prophecy. That's what Mentellect is based on, the foundation of future prophecy in the fourth dimension. We're not talking about no Enki and no Enlil. If I said anything about Enki and Enlil, it was only in the explanation of what happened and who the Enkiites and the Enlilites were in the past and how they are connected to us going forward. But I'm not talking about no ancient Sumerian teachings. I don't care about no ancient Sumerian teachings. I don't care about no ancient Egyptian teachings. Now, they'll say, oh, brother, you using the word Amen. That comes from ancient Egypt. No, it don't. No, it does not. Amen does not come from ancient Egypt. We teach that the Amen race were here on earth with the ancient Egyptians. And they gave them their knowledge. And we are descendants of those celestial beings. That's what I teach. I don't teach that we came from some Adam and Eve. I don't teach that we are the Eve seeds. I don't teach that our foundation is the Bible. I don't teach that our foundation is the Quran or the Book of the Dead or the Sumerian tablets or the cuneiform, which I know all of them. I don't teach from that. I don't teach what the Nation of Islam taught about Yaqub and some big-head scientists. I don't teach what the metaphysicians teach about some abstract teaching about, everything started and magnified from one thing. I don't teach that. I teach that we were solar projected here. We are a solar projection of an extended race of beings, a higher multi-dimensional race of beings, an extended dimensional race of beings. That's what I teach. That we exist in multiple dimensions going forward. The elect do. And I say we are descendants of those high dimensional beings here on earth. We are the projections of them. That's what I teach. We are the reflections of the Amen race, and thus we are the Amen here on earth. That's what I teach. Tell me who's teaching that. I teach that there is no heaven and hell. Heaven and hell is really the third dimension, which they call hell, what they call earth is the third dimension, and heaven is the fourth dimension. Why? Because there is clarity there. I don't teach about no heaven and hell. I teach about the third dimension and the fourth dimension and the upper dimensions. Who teaching that? I want to know. I open up these lines because people sitting up here telling me, oh, see, you was copying from Dr. York. But whenever I open up these lines and whatnot, and I tell people to tell me where I'm copying from, they never strangely call in. They only come in the comment section and talk crap on YouTube. You understand that? Angelo. Angel Ho. I hope you listening. You're going to be listening to this because you didn't call in. You listen on my broadcast, then you turn around and say, well, what you teaching is different from what the Christians teaching. First and foremost, what the so-called Christians are teaching is based on the past, on the story of a man named Jesus who lived and died. That is the Christian. That's the Christian teaching. Outside the Bible, there is no more Christianity. Okay? Unless they're going to start making up stuff, which they already doing already. That's why you got homosexual reverends and lesbian reverends and all this madness. There's no future prophecy. And even with if they talking about something now trying to interpret it, that's modern day. They're not talking about nothing in the future. Because their religion won't exist in the future. That's why they can't talk about Christianity. And Islam, their teaching of Islam starts and stops with the Quran. There ain't no teaching past the Quran. You tell me where. Elijah Muhammad even said that the book would expire. And it has. It's been expired. So all you people that's in these books, Christianity, Islam, and whatever the case, and the Bible and the Quran and whatnot, y'all doing nothing but going in circles. You Israelites included. You niggas keep reading out of the Bible over and over and over again, talking about, yeah, this new breakdown. How many goddamn breakdowns you got? Y'all been breaking the Bible down for 40 years. Y'all going in circles. We don't go in circles. Mentellians, we don't go in circles. Mentellect goes straight forward. You understand that? Mentellect goes straight forward. I said the only thing that we make reference to is that in the last book of the Bible, the Revelation, we're speaking about the elect. That's it. That's the only place we mention at the end of your books. That the books that you all pay homage to and bear witness to, we are at the end of the book. You understand that? And we are at the beginning of the book. We are the descendants of those who said, let us make man in our image and after our own likeness. That is the Amen race. Speaking about creating the human race. That's all we teach on that. I broke down why the dinosaurs was here. I broke all that down. I broke down the book of Revelation. You niggas wasn't breaking down nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You Israelites still believe that Esau and Jacob are brothers. Y'all don't even know that's allegorical or symbolic. I broke down your teaching, and that's not even part of Mentellect. So I gave y'all plus lessons. There you niggas up here talking about, oh, what is Mentellect just like everybody else? And no, I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it. We took, Amen gave us, we started teaching, or as I started teaching about the highest senses of telepathy, psychometry, clairvoyance, intuition, and all these things being of the fourth dimension, and I started teaching about the fourth eye, which is the solar eye. Who was teaching that? Who taught about the solar eye, the fourth eye? That's what we teach. Our foundation is futuristic. This community started in the 21st century. We're not part of the 20th century nonsense. We ain't up here talking about no metaphysics or no spirituality. Who taught you the difference between soul and spirit? And that we supposed to be soul beings and everybody else supposed to have spirit. Who taught you that? Who taught you that the spirit is really linked to the water on this planet that's pulled by the gravitational pull of the moon here on this planet? Who taught you that? I taught you that. Dr. Malachi Z. York didn't teach you that. Elijah Muhammad didn't teach you that. I taught you that. I taught you that we're solar beings. The white man damn near wiped out the word solar. He wiped it out. You niggas were saying that y'all spiritual. Y'all forgot about the soul. I brought back the soul. I brought it back. I brought it forward. There y'all up here talk about, you copying from, what's the name? And yeah, he copying from this one and that one. No, I am not. You go back and listen to thousands of broadcasts and whatnot. I'm the one that brought out the book on the evolution and creation. I brought that out, and it's copywritten. It's owned by me. Now ask the Nation of Islam, ask Louis Farrakhan, do he own the rights to the word Islam? Or Nation of Islam? Did Elijah Muhammad own the rights to the word Islam? I own the rights to the word Mentellect. So that means it came through me to you. Do the Israelites own the rights to the word Israelite, or did somebody else use it before them? See, that's the difference. Ain't nobody had Mentellect before me. Mentellect came when I brought it out. Mentellect is for us, by us, through us. Y'all can't say that about none of y'all teachers now, can you? Because you so-called Pan-Africanists, the only reason you believe that you African is because of some damn Jews who came with this Pan-African garbage. The guy Boaz, I forgot the other guy Boaz, and some other guy Boa, whatever his name is. We'll get them two guys up here who are responsible for your so-called Pan-Africanism that these Negroes follow. And we not even from Africa. You understand that? Y'all ain't got no doctrine. And please don't tell me about no ancient book of the dead, because none of y'all understand that, and I'm not teaching from that. We don't need that. See, we a next level of people. We a next level of people. We're a next level of doctrine, a next level of knowledge. Who originated the word ultra-standing? Where that came from? Beyond understanding and beyond overstanding. Who brought that out? You understand that? And I say understand it because that's all you obviously can do. We not, like I said, we don't have to copy from nobody. We ain't got to change no names and none of this other stuff, because I know you Negroes still believe ain't nothing new under the sun. But then I say, well, if there's nothing new under the sun, where the cars came from? Where the computers came from? Where all the technology of the 20th century came from if there's nothing new under the sun? Where is the technology coming from the 21st century? If there's nothing new. So if technology can come from beyond the sun onto this planet, then that means knowledge is coming from beyond this sun onto the planet. So what the hell you guys talking about, man? Ain't nothing new under the sun. Show me where there was cars at in the ancient world. Show me where there was computers at in the ancient world. And don't come with no made up nonsense about, oh, they was on the wall. So I'm like, you niggas lying, man. Y'all lying. You understand that? You making up stuff. See, we ain't got a lot. See, that's the beautiful thing about Mentellect. Nobody has to believe nothing I say, unlike how y'all doctrines work. See, that's where y'all fall short. That right there is a major jump. Nobody has to believe that a scientist named Yakub was walking around with a big ass head thousands of years ago. Nobody got to believe that some white man hung on a cross 1,000 years ago. See, that's not the foundation of Mentellect. Nobody got to believe in some abstract philosophies of the white man about metaphysics or spirituality. See, that's all you guys do. You read a bunch of books from the white man or some Arabs, and then you turn around and try to act like it's some real knowledge when it's nothing but their philosophy. You're not listening to my philosophy because I don't have a philosophy. Mentellect is based purely on logic and rationale. Logic and rationale. You understand that? You got to think in order for you to understand Mentellect. In order for you to understand it. In order for you to comprehend, you got to be able to think. You have to be able to think. I never will tell you, anybody that listens to this message, to believe nothing I say. Don't believe nothing. I ask you to think about what I say. Now, I know that's a hard jump for a lot of you people because, again, you so used to believing whatever the white man say or whatever some Arabs say or whatever some, again, this is the first knowledge on the planet where you people have to think. You have to think. When something is presented to you and you have to logically think about it and whatnot, and if you can't figure it out, then guess what? You're not going to know whether it's real or not because all this is based on logic and rationale. Reality is based on logic and rationale. Who taught you that? Who taught you that? Reality is based on logic and rationale because you're not going to be every place all the time on the planet to see what the hell happened because your seeing or what you see will always over time fool you. You look at things and whatnot, you think you're seeing something, but you're seeing something else. So your eyes will lie to you. But what will never lie to you is your ability to think and figure things out. You see? And when you don't have that keen sense, then you're not a varmint and you can't deal with Mentellect. Mentellect is not for you. You're going to be lost. You're going to be looking for something that sounds like Mentellect, but don't nothing sound like Mentellect. Why? Because, again, you have to, none of these doctrines that you had before were based on logic. It was based on belief. You understand? It was based on, all them doctrines is based on belief. Because if all you got to do is say, I don't believe Jesus hung on no cross, well, there go Christianity right there out the window. I don't believe Jesus, no white man or no man hung on no cross 2,000 years ago. That's out the window. All you got to do is say, I don't believe in no prophecy from some Arab sitting in some damn cave in Saudi Arabia somewhere. Then Islam is right out the window if you say that. Because that's the foundation of Islam. If you don't believe in any of that stuff, then it's out the window. If I say I don't believe in no characters in the Bible, Jacob and Esau, and it's, then your Israelite stuff is out the window. All it takes is for somebody to say, I don't believe that. But see, you can't say, once we are on the same wavelength thinking, and I present something to you logically, if I present something to you logically, rationally, then it becomes factual. See, because all things work in alignment. That's Mentellect. You ain't got to believe nothing I say. That's the beautiful thing about Mentellect. I don't want you to. I want you to think about it. See, this is where we part company at. See, because you guys cannot think. You looking for something to believe in. I ain't got nothing for you to believe in. I'm sorry. I don't have nothing for you to believe in. I got something for you to think about, but that's too much for y'all. So I can understand why you're going to try, because you're too stupid to think, oh, he's saying think about this. I can't think, but I don't want to admit that I can't think. I don't want to admit that I'm stupid, so I got to make Mentellect like I got to liken it to Egypt because he said Amen. I'm going to pick out Egypt because he said Amen. Or I'm gonna pick out Islam because the brothers be wearing suits, so they copying from Elijah Muhammad. Oh, Elijah Muhammad was the first one to wear suits, right? Oh, I'm going to say Inky and Lil because, I'm going to try to make it, I'm going to try to attach it to something Inky and Lil because he talked about how the humans was created to work and whatnot. Newsflash, that's real. That's real. That's not no story. See, I know the difference between stories in the ancient world and what's real accounts. It's plausible to think, looking at the human race logically, with their animal genetics and their animal fur on their head, that they were a creation. They're not a natural manifestation. They're a creation. You can see with all the genetic defects and the mixture of the animal hair and stuff like that, what they are. Who was the first one pointing that out? Dr. York said, yeah, that white people had hair like animals and whatnot, fur. Yeah, he pointed it out. See, I give credit what credit's due, but who took it even further? Who took it further? I'm picking up where they left off. And I'm not taking nothing away from Elijah Muhammad or Malachi York. I'm not taking nothing away from them. I'm taking it further where they left off. I'm not here to do a rerun. This ain't no goddamn rerun. Mentellect is the next level for all of y'all. Where y'all stopped at with metaphysics, where you stopped at with Nuwapu, where you stopped at with Islam, Freemasonry, Judaism, and all this other nonsense, Mentellect picks up. And no, I'm not taking nothing from there. I don't need I don't need those primitive 20th century doctrines. I'll say it again. I don't need those primitive 20th century doctrines. See, because this teaching of Mentellect, this transmission of Mentellect is directly from Amen, from the race of beings from which we descend, from that fourth dimensional state and beyond. That's where this is coming from. This is live feed, live transmission. You ain't got to sit around and be like, oh, okay, where's the Mentellect book? Okay, I'm going to read the Mentellect book, and after the Mentellect book is over with, I guess we got to wait for another Mentellect book. Everything, no. Mentellect is not confined by no books. You see? There's no Mentellect confined by no books. You understand that? Mentellect is not confined in some books. Mentellect gonna keep going because Mentellect will continue because as long as you can think, Mentellect gonna keep going. If I don't believe in none of that stuff no more, then that stops. All it takes is a generation of people to say, I don't believe nobody hung on no damn cross. That's the end of Christianity. All it takes is a bunch of them Arabs say, oh, well, I don't believe in that Mecca and Kaaba shit. No, we don't believe that no more. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's going to happen. They're going to get tired of banging their head on the damn floor and praying 5 times a day in a circular motion of nonsense to some fake unseen God. A lot of you people will say, oh, Amen is the same as Allah and Jehovah and God, some unseen being. No. We don't teach that about Amen. No. Not at all. We teach that we're the Amen race. We are the reflections as the elect being gathered. We are the reflections of Amen on earth. You want to see Amen? You see the elect gathering. That's where you see Amen. Not no, we praying to the sky or some unseen being like you Arabs do, like you Muslims do. Or you believe that Fard Muhammad is Allah, but yet Allah died somewhere in the last century. Okay. And then Clarence 13 next can come up and be Allah next. And then somebody else could be Allah next. But then y'all still steady going to Mecca and praying with the Arabs. So obviously y'all don't believe Allah is a man. Obviously you believe the same thing about a spook God too. If you go into Mecca and you praying, why the hell y'all praying to the east if the nation of Islam don't believe in a spook God? Why are you praying with the Arabs? Are you praying to far in the east? No. And that's another thing. We don't pray. We don't pray. Mentellians don't pray. We make reception. And that's not prayer. It's not a different word for prayer. Reception is just that, sending out mental messages and pulling back messages. That's reception. That's not prayer. We're not up here asking Amen for some goodies. We're not asking Amen to protect us. We're not asking Amen for a raise on our job. We don't do that. You understand? No, we don't do that. So there's a vast difference, a huge difference. You see? Let me take a call. 773, you're on the air. 773. 773. Oh, your call dropped. I thought I was going to get somebody in here who had questions. You know, or who wanted to challenge me. Because like I said, it's funny how whenever I say, whenever I teach, and I say, okay, y'all want to hear what I got to say about Mentellect, you want to hear what, how is Mentellect any different? After tonight, I don't want to hear nobody in the comment section. And Angelo, you who asked that question, if you ask me anything about how different Mentellect is from anything else after you had a chance to call in and whatnot, I'm going to go ahead and block you off our channel. Don't listen no more because it's not for you. If you can't hear this is future knowledge and above and beyond future knowledge, and it's going to get even more and more futuristic over the thousands and thousands of broadcasts that are put out. If you can't see that this is futuristic knowledge, future knowledge for the future that was being guided by Amen above us in the fourth dimension, which we are receiving from now because we are being moved into the fourth dimension so that we must move forward in line. If you can't see that, then this is not for you. I don't expect black people to understand this. You understand? I don't expect black people, let me just put it this way, I don't expect black people to comprehend this. I don't expect black people to comprehend this. I don't expect white people to comprehend this because it's above them. You see, this is above them. This is above their three-dimensional way of thinking. And some of you are two-dimensional way of thinking. We beyond people, place, and possession. We beyond that. We are, as a race of people, moving into a state of power. That's what I'm teaching. That's what Mentellect is for to bring us together as the elect so that we start moving out of the third dimension and into the fourth dimension as a collective, as a community. That's what we're here to do. That's what I came to do. Elijah Muhammad didn't say that. Dr. York didn't say that. Nobody talked about moving into the fourth dimension but me. As a collective, as the elect. Who taught that? Please tell me. Please tell me who taught that. Please, with this nonsense that, oh yeah, you be listening to Bobby Hemmett and Phil Valentine. No, I never did. I don't want to. I don't want to, and I never did. No, thank you. I didn't even read Dr. York books when I was with him. Cause people got this thing like these niggas still thinking, oh, you know, yeah, you was down with Dr. York. Yeah. People don't know that. I said that 1,000 times. I said from 1988 to 2003, I was with Dr. York and the Wapians. And I called Dr. York my mentor, not my teacher. I call him my mentor more than that because I didn't even read his books. I'm not a reader. You understand that? I listened to a few tapes, that was it. I bought books and collected them. That's all. I don't need their doctrines. And if I was copying from the Nuwapians, then why did the Nuwapians come and join me, and why did the Nuwapians come and listen to the message and whatnot if I was copying from Dr. York? You understand? Why did the Nuwapians didn't come and bust me out yet? How come they ain't come and say, see, I'm going to show you where Dr. York said this and he's saying this, and I'm going to show you where Dr. York is saying this and he's saying this. Why they didn't do that? I've been teaching all this time, and I've been posting in Nuwapian groups. Why come they ain't trying to bust me out yet? Because they already know I ain't copying from them. There's nothing they can, and it's no disrespect to Dr. York and they teaching, but there's nothing they can tell me. There's nothing they can do for me at this point. You understand that? You're looking back to the Nuwapians or the Nation of Islam at this point is like looking back in ancient Egypt or looking back at the Bible. It can't do nothing for us now. None of that teaching from the 20th century can do anything for us. Nothing from the ancient world, nothing from the present can do nothing for us. It cannot. You understand that? It can't do anything for us now. We moved on. So it was important for me to do this broadcast. You understand that? It was important for me to do this broadcast. I needed a definitive broadcast to point to, so when people say, well, what's the difference between Mentellect and all these other things? You sound like the Christians. Is you putting together a church or a religion? Mentellect is not a religion. The difference between us and a religion is religion take everybody. We don't take everybody. And we kick people the fuck out. You understand that? See, you can't get kicked out the church. You can't get kicked out the church. They'll let you back in with enough money. See, you only get one shot with Mentellect. You mess up, you out of here. You can't never come back. This ain't like the Nation of Islam when you get a 90-day goddamn suspension or a 30-day and you pay enough money to get back in. Because you a good earner and you sold enough papers. I don't give a goddamn how much money you got. If you found out of here, you gone. We don't never want to see you again. This is the final conflict. The final resolution. You understand that? That's it. We're not forming no church here. We don't want everybody with us. We don't want a bunch of black people with us. You understand that? They'll say, oh, well, brother, why you charge money to be in the Republican Mentellect? To keep niggas out. To keep you out. Because I know y'all ain't going to want to pay. That's really why I do it. To keep you out. Because if I let you come in here for free or I drop the money or I said people didn't have to pay, then y'all would flock in here. I know y'all, a lot of y'all, one of y'all biggest excuses, a lot of y'all, oh, well, brother, I ain't doing too well. I can't do the $144 a month. I can't do that. And I'm like, good. That's good. That's why I don't want you here, because you can't do it. Because that's no money. And if you tell me you can't do next to nothing to be here, then that's good. That's why I did it. I don't want you here. I don't want your money. You see, because if I was the church people, they'd be like, well, can you give 50 a month, brother? Well, can you give 25? Well, what can you do as an offering? I don't want your goddamn offerings. I don't want your offerings. Your offerings are burnt offerings. They can't do anything for me. It can't do nothing for Mentellect. It can't do nothing for the Republic. I don't want black people money. You understand? No. No. And see, again, like I said, I don't care if it's 4 people in the Republic, or it's 100, or 2,000, 2 million people, or it's 104. I don't care. I'm only interested in the right people being here. See, again, you can't come as you are in the Republic of Mentellect, because we got rules, we got laws, and we got orders that we follow. See, unlike the church, there ain't no rules and no laws, no order there. So how the hell we like the church? You could come as you are. You can't come as you are in here. We don't accept faggots. We don't accept lesbians. We don't accept race mixers. We don't accept carpet, another carpet mud, whatever the hell y'all niggas do, man. Messing with little boys like in the church. They accept all that. See, that's the difference, because they don't care what your sexual orientation is. They care about how much money you got. I don't care about your money. I don't want the wrong kind of people here. I don't want degenerates in our community. I don't want degenerates in our community. Unlike you people in the conscious community, anybody can be down with the conscious community. All they got to do is buy a big-ass Ankh and Ashe and Hotep their way through it. Not that it's a real community, but all they got to do is get a big-ass Ankh and Ashe and Hotep their way through it, and that guy could be a faggot, a child molester, whatever, because y'all accept anything in there. We don't do that here. You got to be screened to get in the Republic of Mentellect. You understand that? I'm the one that teaches that Mentellect is not for black people. Who is teaching that? All y'all teaching is for black people. You see? You're teaching this for black people. And black people want to be involved in anything that accept anybody, because black people don't want to follow no law and no order. So they want to be down with anything that accept anybody. No, we don't do that here. This is the bright race. This ain't the black race. This is the bright race. And if you're not bright, if you're not intelligent, if you're not in tune with Amen, if you cannot see the bigger picture and what is being taught here, then I don't want you here. I don't want nothing from you. I don't want your money, keep your letter, your picture. I don't want you here. You understand that? No, thank you. You understand that? No, thank you. And more fourth dimensional knowledge is coming through Mentellect. This only the beginning. We ain't nowhere near the end. We ain't nowhere near it. This is only the beginning. I told you before, more and more as time goes on, I told y'all years ago, anything that kind of sound like what anybody else is teaching is going to be faded away. But why I say that is because I said I would teach all the stuff, or teach all the stuff that was taught by the people that came before me, my predecessors, teach all the stuff and correct all the stuff they was teaching, and then go forward with Mentellect. That happened years ago. So that's why I said you might hear some stuff, 5% of the stuff I might mention is from the past, 5% might be present, but the 90% of Mentellect is futuristic. You understand? 90% of it is futuristic. You understand? Who was calling us the bright race before me? The solar intelligent race. Who did that? Who set the first solar order up here on Earth? All y'all orders are lunar orders. Who set up the first solar order? And if they did, where's it at? That was me. That was me. We got our own language. We got our own Mentellian language, and it is not based on ancient Egyptian language, because I don't know no goddamn ancient Egyptian language, so it can't be based on them. It ain't based on no Arabic. It ain't based on no whatever language, no African language. We got our own Mentellian language. It's not based on anything of the past. You understand that? It's not based on anything of the past. It's future. We got our own names, our own Mentellian names. First and last name. Not no Islamic name, not based on no Arabic, no Egyptian name. Our own Mentellian names. Where y'all niggas came up with your own names? You niggas still got English names, a lot of you. Or you got Arab names, which is also a slave name. So if you walking around calling yourself Muhammad, then you a damn slave, man. You a slave. Because Muhammad, your prophet Muhammad, was a slave trader, just like the rest of the Quraysh tribe. So if you so-called black people calling yourself Islam or Muslim or Allah, you believe y'all a bunch of goddamn slaves, man. We ain't following no slave God. We ain't following no God and no slave. So for you people who sat up here talking about them slave mastering this God, you so-called people in the nation of Islam, or you people that's following Arab Islam and whatnot, then y'all ain't no different than the black people that follow Christianity and white Jesus. How y'all any different? How y'all any different? You still got your English names, your slave names, or you got the Muhammad name, which is another slave name. Our names are born free. We born free. Our names started in the 21st century. Our chapter started here. We ain't getting no names or sharing no name with no damn Arabs. We ain't sharing no name with no dirty Arabs, no sand niggas. We ain't sharing no names with no white people. We ain't sharing no Jesus with no Caucasian, no crackers. We ain't sharing no Allah with no damn Arabs. Amen is ours. Mentellect is ours. The Mentellian language is ours. What's y'all's? What belong to y'all? Metaphysics? No. Try again. That's a white philosophy. Islam? No. Try again. That's Arabs. Pan-African? No, that come from the Greeks and the Jews. Christianity? Israelite? Y'all niggas claim y'all Israelite, but then y'all say y'all was in bondage under a whole bunch of people, and you can never produce none of your prophets who supposedly died and whatnot and was taken up. So y'all full of crap, man. Y'all full of crap. You see, we are forward-thinking people. We are based in the future. We're not thinking about the past, man. We don't care about the past. That's why you won't never see me, I'm going to break down the ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead. I'm going to break down the Quran. I'm going to break down the Bible. You don't hear me talking because I don't give a goddamn about none of those books. Only thing I broke down was the Revelation because it's dealing with us as the elect being raised. That's the only book I broke down. I told my people that's the only book we care about in the Bible because we in the book of Revelation now. After that, I don't give a goddamn about no book of Revelation. In fact, I don't give a damn about it now. I'm already teaching beyond the book of Revelation. I've been teaching beyond the book of Revelation, but maybe y'all didn't hear. So you want to think that, brother, where could I go and read about Amen? Brother, why I can't go and read about Amen? Iron Face or whatever your name is, stop listening. Unsubscribe from Mentellect channel because you was talking all this crap, and I told you that the Amen race is here, and we're receiving live feed, live transmission from our ascendants into this present right now. That's where Mentellect is coming from. It is not coming from no book. It is not coming from no old doctrines. It ain't coming from ancient Egypt. It ain't coming from Sumeria. It ain't coming from ancient Africa or no nonsense from the white man. It ain't coming from no Scientology. No garbage like that. This is pure live feed and transmission. That's what this is. You understand that? Now, I done told you people to call in and ask me. You understand? I posted everywhere. Where are you at? Y'all supposed to call in and ask me. But I've been standing up proving it. I stood up against everybody. I stood up against everybody. And ain't nobody stood up. Nobody came and said nothing. They'll call me names and say stuff about me, but they won't never challenge Mentellect. Wonder why. It's easy. Yeah, you can take shots at me. You can talk about who I am, who you think I am, what my past is. And when Nuben Menkares don't got nothing to do with Mentellect. Nuben Menkares ain't got nothing to do with Mentellect. Mentellect comes through Nuben Menkares. It don't come from Nuben Menkares. It comes through Nuben Menkares. Maybe you didn't understand that, because when I said this before, maybe you didn't get it. When this guy said, well, what the book? I said, well, didn't man write the book? Yeah, man wrote the book. Okay. So if man wrote the book, then man was before the book. So where did man get his thoughts before the book? That came from the Most High. And then when the Most High gave man the thought, then he put the thought in the book. I'm before the book, sir. I'm before the book. Yeah, I'm writing down the transmissions of Amen in books. So there are books, and there are going to be more books. But it's only going to be for the bright race, the elect. It's not going to be for you black people, because it's going to be over y'all head. All y'all Negroes can say is, that's deep. That's deep. Oh, that's deep. And then just leave it at that. Just leave it at that, because one more word after it, that's deep, you're going to say something stupid. You're going to say something dumb. Here's a 229. Okay, you hung up. I thought 229 was calling in. Say ain't nobody calling in. I want some people to call in. The ones who, sneak this and say, the people in the nation, he copying from the messenger. See, he copying from the Nation of Islam. Where? I'm not worshiping no image of no white man or no half-breed. I'm not doing that. Somebody who like Prince Charles. I'm not worshiping the image of Prince Charles as Allah. Y'all do that. We ain't worshiping no spook gods. Y'all do that. Y'all go into Mecca and praying. Y'all pray to the east 5 times a day. But y'all talking about y'all don't believe in a spook god. Okay. We don't do no praying to us. The community, the covenant, this community, this is Amen. This is Amen. We Amen. You understand that? We are Amen, and we are becoming that powerful people as a collective body. We are Amen. If you want to see Amen, look at the elect, look at the Mentellians, look at the Republic of Mentellect. That's where Amen is being seen. This is where Amen is being shown. Amen is showing himself through us, through the elect. That's how Amen is showing himself, not through no cloud in the sky or some damn Star Wars trilogy where you Israelites talking about, Yahweh Shai gonna come back with them 100 million angels and the spaceships and he gonna kill a white man. Man, and y'all grown-ass men talking like this. Y'all grown-ass men in y'all 50s and 60s talking about Yahweh and them going to come back and do Space Invaders on Earth. A damn video game of Star Wars. When I said, well, if the Amen Bing, if the creator got all this intelligence power, he could just go ahead and send a transmission and stop everything. And restart everything and clear out people's minds and all that. You don't got to destroy nothing. I'm the first one to say the white man didn't do nothing wrong. I'm the first one to say I don't hate the white man. I'm the first one to teach a Mentellect that he didn't do anything wrong. I said that the problem we got here as beings what we went through was because we broke the law of Amen. We were punished by Amen because we trusted the white man. We trusted the beast. We laid with the beast. We broke Amen's law. So it ain't his fault. You understand? Ain't nothing the white. See, the white man he ain't gonna be judged. He already doing what he's supposed to do. He's not going to be judged. But I'll say it like this. He'll be judged as far as they can't go forward, so they got to mix their seed in with the rest of the other humans. But as far as being judged as being good or bad or whatever, he's not going to be judged. I'm the only one that taught that. Why? Because he only did what he is programmed to do, to be a beast and an animal. Because he got animal genetics. So that's like saying I made you messed up, but I'm a judge you and punish you for being messed up because I made you messed up. They got the beast in them. They got the animal genetic in them. So anything they do, you should expect that. That's why you're not supposed to be with them and you're not supposed to be following. That's the law we broke. Who teaching that? You Israelites talking about the white man going to be punished and all this other stuff. For what? He didn't do nothing wrong. Y'all did. You niggas said y'all broke the law. So how is he getting punished and you niggas broke the law? I agree. We broke the law. We mixed our seed with them. We followed their gods. We started following their strange ways. We went down from the fourth dimension into the third dimension and wanted equality with these people. You understand that? We messed up. We messed up. The white man didn't do nothing wrong. We messed up when we got amongst them and mixed our seed with them and laid with them and followed their ways. And we're being punished for it. But the punishment is almost over. The punishment is pretty much almost over. That's why when you know the punishment is over, that's when we will start receiving our transmission again on Earth. And we're receiving it as the Mentellians, as the bright race, not as the black race. Because the black race, they done, man. Y'all done. Y'all belong to the beast. You're gonna be cycled out with the white man and the rest of the humans. Y'all going to go into the gray race. You understand that? Going forward. And we're going to emerge as the bright race, as the Mentellians. That's the prophecy. That's the prophecy. You understand that? That's future prophecy. You understand? So this is reality. Because evolution is reality. Evolution and change and growth is reality. Y'all don't talk about that in none of y'all teachings. Y'all teachings are nothing but some loop-de-loop crap about a bunch of old stories, a bunch of old, outdated stories. So think about that next time you Israelites breaking down the Bible for the 50 millionth time. You understand? The same stuff over and over again. You Muslims think about that the next time you reading the Quran for the millionth time and still trying to find and kissing the Quran, all that stupid nonsense, kissing on a book. Like I seen you guys in the Nation of Islam. One of you guys opened the damn Quran and kissed it. Probably some funky Arab that had his hand all over it. You niggas kissing books now. Y'all out of y'all minds, man. And you think we gonna follow behind y'all? Nah. No. We ain't following behind y'all. Y'all going. Y'all still think y'all black. Y'all Negroes. You Muslims. You Israelites. You all this crazy nonsense. No, thank you. Y'all out of y'all minds. So we don't follow crazy people. Y'all out of y'all goddamn minds. You understand that? We about straightening out the minds. Y'all are out of y'all minds. So miss me with that, we copying from it. What's the difference between us and Christian? I just told you. Now watch, we're going to still get some idiots that's going to come here. Well, what's the difference? Now I done did a definitive broadcast on it. Definitive. We'll be right back with more definitive transmission. We'll be right back. I'll be in Orlando, Florida. I'm going to announce where exactly on November 10th in Orlando, Florida at the Hyatt. I'm going to announce the address in a few minutes. I just want to go on and say, who taught y'all that y'all were the Amen race? Who taught you that you were the bright race? Who taught you that our colors were really red, blue, and gold? Who taught you that the serpent symbol belongs to us? That we are the serpentine people, that we were the first ones to hit the planet and take on reptilian genetics, and that we were the serpentine people to walk the planet. Who taught you that but me? Dr. York didn't teach that. Elijah Muhammad damn sure didn't teach that. Now, when I talked about us projecting down to the planet, right, the first ones here projected here onto the planet from higher dimensions, from higher dimensional states, from the Amen that we are the reflections of or the projections of, when I taught that, and I said that when we beam down here, we transmit it into that solar projection onto the earth, because we are the reflections or the projections of the Amen or the Omni race, which is the Amen in higher dimensions. When I said we projected down here after the ascendants created the planet and created the place and the possessions here, meaning the elements in the planet to hold it together. And I said we were the last ones to project down here, which is really in the fourth dimensional state when we projected here and whatnot. And then we started creating things in the three-dimensional state. We started creating things, people, right? The people and the animals and things like that started coming in the three-dimensional state. And we were doing that from the fourth dimension, and then we beamed ourselves into this. But we were always on the planet when we projected ourselves into it. And then we started creating humans. And now, who taught that we were the first ones here and that the humans were second? That's why they do things in seconds. That's why their time moves in seconds and our time moves in first. Dr. York spoke a little bit about the first. He spoke a little bit about that, but I continued it. I'm the one that continued. I give Dr. York the pride. He brought up the first and the seconds, but I continued and told him that the first is really the Amen time. He never talked about us being the Amen race. I taught that. And the humans that we created. You understand that? I taught that. And that we became people in darkness on this side because our transmission was cut once we fell into the three-dimensional realm. I taught that. And I said that our reception will not be restored until we reach forward, into the fourth dimension and reconnect with our ascending self, with our ascendants. When we connect with our ascendants as we're moving forward into the fourth dimension, which is where this is going, as a covenant, as a community, because we're not going to be able to get in as individuals into the fourth dimension. We have to go in as a community or as a covenant or a coven. This is what I taught. Who else taught that? And then when you would say Elijah Muhammad was talking about the 144,000 and Dr. York was talking about the 144,000, they wasn't the 144,000. They were preparing the people to be for the 144,000, because Elijah Muhammad was teaching about 360 degrees. Dr. York was teaching about 720 degrees. That was they teaching. 360 degrees, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught. 720 degrees, Malachi York taught. I came teaching 1,440 degrees, or what you would call degrees, which is teaching for the 144. I taught that. I taught that 4 is 1. I taught that 4 is 1. And I said, who taught you that the earth was square? I taught you that. Or y'all still believe the earth is round or flat. I taught you that the earth was a cube, that it's square. Why? Because there's 4 sides. There's four directions: north, south, east, and west. I said the earth is measured in square miles because the planet is square. I told you that the moon is in a circle and it rotates around and filters out the sunlight into the planet, which is also a square. The sun. It is sending light through, or should I say brightness and projection through the moon, which filters that out and comes into the earth. I said because if we had direct contact with the sun, it would burn everything here. So it has to be filtered out. I taught that. And through the filtration process, that's really how you get gas coming up here, through that filtration process. Where the sun's light, for lack of a better word, or the brightness of the sun is going through the moon. That heat and that intensity is going through the moon, right? And which is why the moon has a glow to it, because it is the reflection of the sun's brightness that is hitting it, which is producing light, which then produces darkness. I taught you that brightness produces light, and then light comes out of light comes darkness. Brightness, light, and darkness. Not no darkness from no light. Y'all still believe that darkness comes from light comes from darkness. How? How the hell can light come from darkness? Tell me how. You understand that? There's no way it could come from darkness, because you can't even see. You can't see. You can see light in the darkness, but you can't see darkness in light. Why is that? In fact, in order for you to see anything, there has to be light. In order for you to see dark, there has to be light. In order for you to distinguish what dark is, there has to be light there. So how the hell did light come out of darkness? Darkness came out of light. And brightness birthed light, and out of light came darkness. These were all lower stages of dimensions, from the fourth into the third dimension, and down to the second, and down to the first. That's conversion. That's why I said it's really not even creation, it's conversion. Who taught that? Who taught that? You see? I taught that. And what y'all do is, when you hear me teach, some of y'all take what I teach and y'all try to convert it into your teaching. I done heard y'all do that. I heard y'all do that. I'm going to be in Orlando, Florida, Sunday, November 10th at the Hyatt House, 5915 Caravan Court in Orlando, Florida, at the Hyatt House. 5915 Caravan Court for the Republic of Mentellect Supermen, Superwomen campaign. 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Admission is $10. Again, Hyatt House, 5915 Caravan Court, Orlando, Florida. 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Admission is $10. Please do not, when you call this number, my assistant, Mr. Minjaz, Mr. Lanier Minjaz, please don't call him asking about what the conference is about. Don't call him talking about your problems and all this. Nobody wants to hear all that. If you come into the conference and you want directions to it, this is where you get it from. Don't call him with no foolishness, please, or any of my people with foolishness, those of you who are going to come out to the conference. That's all I got to say on that. Now back to this. Who taught you all that? Who taught you that? I taught you that. And again, why have I not had all these people pointing out that, oh, that came from this teaching here, or that came from this teaching here, or see, he just saying, he replacing this word with that word. No, not even the accounts are the same. Not even the accounts are the same. Right? I said that the so-called Sumerians that you see back there, a lot of them became mulattoes over time. Those Sumerians, you see with hair all over their face, that was the so-called mulattoes over there, the mixed race ones. They was taking their image and putting it in place of the Anunnaki, which was really the Amen being who came here. You see, they were mixed race people, and they started writing about the Amen being, your so-called Sumerians. You see, but I want to know who told y'all that. And again, this is not even based on the past. I tried to clean up and straighten up things from the past so that you can see a direct line into the future. Because I said, if the past is broken and we think that the past is one way, then that fragments the rest of the line. So it's time to straighten things out. From past to present and into future. It's time to straighten things out. And that's what Mentellect is doing. That's why I said Mentellect is maybe 5% of the past stuff, because I'm just straightening it out. It's 5% of the present stuff because I'm straightening it out. What y'all seeing when I'm breaking down movies and the things y'all seeing, what's going on. I'm doing that because, again, that has to be done so that you understand where we're going. I have to straighten out the past and the present so that you see where the hell we're going in the future. None of y'all doctrines work like that. Y'all work off of conspiracy theories without any real logic. And then you guys teach doctrines with no real point. Because the whole point of teaching a doctrine and getting people to congregate and listen to what you're saying is that you're supposed to form a community. But if you don't have anything to teach to really form a community with a foundational point, then you can't really form a community now, can you? See, that's why your communities are failing, because a lot of the teachings that the people who came out with, they are the ones who were meant to set up community with their doctrines. That was the strongest stuff that they had at the time. Elijah Muhammad and them had the strongest teaching when they were teaching Islam back at the time. It's not strong anymore because y'all already lived that out. Dr. York had the strongest teaching when he was teaching because that's what we had at the time. We didn't have nothing else, so it was strong at that point. Now Mentellect is it. Mentellect is it. Because these were all open doors to Mentellect, things that would get us thinking again. A knowledge, a teaching that would get us thinking again. That was important. See, because anybody could tell us stories. Anybody could make up stuff. But our ability to listen to what we hearing with discernment and judgment and logic, the ability to do that, that's when we know what reality is. That's when we know. See, because we're supposed to know what's real. That's the only way we're going to make it into the fourth dimension. We got to know who is real, what is real, why it is real. We got to know it all. That's what's going to open us up. See, the reason why y'all closed off from the fourth dimension, you people outside the republic, you people outside the elect, the reason why you closed off is because y'all still dealing with belief. You don't know what's real. I'm teaching what's real because it's based in logic. I'm the only one teaching that's what's real. I'm the only one. Ain't nobody else. You tell me you are law of justice. You tell me. You still a 5%er. So you already telling me you don't know nothing. You still calling yourself Allah and justice. So already y'all letting me know y'all don't know nothing. We are supposed to have been done with all that. Y'all still in the 20th century some damn way. We the only ones that's moved into the 21st century. We're the only ones. Again, reality, and I'm the only one that's teaching it. What's real, reality, which is what I teach, is based in logic. See, because again, truth and lies don't mean nothing. I told y'all that. Truth and lies don't mean nothing because truth and lies are really belief. Truth and belief is nothing but truth and lies mixed together. I taught you that. That's belief. That's why you'll listen to some doctrine from Christianity and they'll be like, you'll hear some stuff, you'll be like, well, that's true. I can relate to that. That's true. But then you'll be like, that other part don't sound right. And then you'll be like, you have to divide the doctrines up because it's mixed with truth and lies. But see, beyond truth and lies is reality. Beyond truth and lies is reality. Beyond truth and lies is reality. And you cannot make up reality. You cannot make up logic. It is. You cannot. You cannot make something logical. That's why I can go through all y'all teachers and show you when none of it makes sense. You can't do that with Mentellect because it's not based on belief. Hello? Everything in Mentellect makes sense. Everything. From beginning to end, even the word Mentellect makes sense, which I own the rights to. Can y'all say that? Can you 5% say you own the rights to the supreme mathematics and the supreme wisdom and all? Y'all don't own a goddamn thing, man. Y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of backups for the damn Arabs. You ain't doing nothing but jocking their goddamn religion. Islam is not no way of life or no religion for no black people. Well, I guess it is now because you niggas done accepted that. But no, we ain't out here trying to follow nobody else's way of life. You understand that? We're not doing that. We don't need that. The bright race, the future ones don't need that. We need reality. Real, raw reality. Reality. We don't need nobody telling us truth no more because I'm the one that taught y'all that the truth and the lies is the same thing. Truth and lies the same thing. You understand? Truth and lies the same thing, just like black and white is the same thing. They could be meshed together. See, truth and lie, anything that's dealing with opposing forces, again, something next level from Mentellect. Anything dealing with opposing forces can be meshed together. You can mesh together black and white. You can mesh together truth and lies. You can mesh together positive and negative. They can be meshed together. You understand? They can be meshed together. You can mesh together black and white and get gray. You can mesh together truth and lies and get belief. You understand? You can mesh together all that nonsense and get something that is half one way and half the other. But see, Mentellect deals with totality. Mentellect deals with totality. Mentellect deals with totality, which is reality, which is based on logic, and can't nobody ever go beyond that. Nobody will ever be able to go beyond logic because we are based on logic. We are a biological structure, a projected biological structure here on Earth by way of Amen. So there's no going against this. There's no, I don't believe this. It don't require you to believe this. All you got to do is think about it. But again, we get it. Y'all can't think. We get that. I get it. I get it now. You understand? I get it. See, Mentellect can't be meshed into anything. That's why when I hear you guys copying it, y'all sound ridiculous. You see? I taught about the 13th dimension. I taught about, I'm the one that taught that water was created. Water is artificial. I taught that now, didn't I? I did a whole broadcast on water being artificial. I taught you that there is really no such thing as an alkaline diet. There's no such thing. I said the herbs are alkaline so that they can cleanse out the acidic foods in your body. There's no such thing as an alkaline diet. I'm the one that taught you we're not supposed to be vegetarians and why we need meat as men. You understand? And you women need it. You see, I taught you that, not Dr. Sabi. You see? So again, think about what you're saying when you questioning the difference between Mentellect and... See, Mentellect is based on reality. See, y'all teachings is based on belief, which is truth and lie mixed together. That's what you're thinking. We're based on pure reality. You understand? We're beyond truth and beyond lies. I taught you that because truth is not reality. I taught you that truth and reality is different. I did a broadcast on that, showed you what truth and reality are not the same. You see, because people can sit up there and believe that they're telling you the truth. You understand that? They could believe they're telling you the truth. They could believe that Jesus died on the cross. They could believe that Muhammad had a conversation with Allah. They could believe all that they want to. And they could believe that's the truth. But in reality, it's bullshit. It's a lie. You understand? Or it's irrelevant altogether. It's just irrelevant. But they can believe it's the truth and believe that it has validity in their life. See, reality don't work that way because people could say, oh, well, Newbin, you believe what you're saying is the truth. I just told you I don't believe anything. I don't believe anything. I don't believe in my words because they're not my words. I acknowledge reality. I don't believe in anything. I acknowledge reality. You understand? And I know realistically none of this is coming from me. None of it. I know realistically none of it is coming from me because, again, dealing with where I was at presently and where my mind is at now and where it's going, I know that this is above me and beyond me. This is extended versions of me. Extended versions of me. And the elect represent extended versions. Those who remain of the elect represent extended versions of Amen. They represent their extended version. You understand that? I told y'all, like I said, I don't want nobody to believe me. I told you, think about what I'm saying and see if it makes sense to you. See if it makes sense. That's all. Now, if it don't make sense, then I'll break it down even further. Now, if you're too simple-minded to understand logic, then there's nothing I could do for you. There's nothing. And really, that's realistically why, again, after all the things that I've pointed out in this broadcast of what I brought forward through Mentellect by way of Amen, what I brought through, you still have stupid people, but, well, you still want somebody to believe you. I just told you, I don't want you to believe me. I said, I want you to think about what I'm saying. That's all. And again, a majority of you can't think. The majority of you can't think. Mentellect is not for thinkers. I said this. I brought that out. I said Mentellect is not for believers. It's for thinkers. You people in religion are not thinkers. You're believers. That's why you believe in all that BS. You're not thinkers. Amen is raising thinkers. Amen is raising thinkers because thinkers lead the world, not believers. Thinkers lead the world. You tell me I'm wrong. But do believers lead the world or do thinkers lead the world? Who leads the world? You tell me. Do thinkers lead the world or do believers lead the world? I'll wait. Damn thinkers lead the world. Thinkers. I wanted my people to answer. Who leads the world if not thinkers? You understand that? Believers are slaves, exactly. Believers are slaves. You niggas are slaves, man. I don't care if you Muslims. I don't care if you Christians. I don't care if you Pan-Africans. I don't care if you Israelites. I don't care what you are. I don't care if you Freemasons. I don't care if you Eastern Stars. I don't care if you Black Goddesses and Cis Stars. I don't give a goddamn what you call yourself. I don't care if you metaphysicians, Hotep niggas. All y'all a bunch of slaves, man. Y'all all slaves. Because you believers are slaves, thinkers are rulers. Thinkers rule. And Mentellect is a thinking doctrine. It is a thinking man and woman's doctrine. It is not for believers. That's what differentiates us. And just in short, Mentellect is for thinkers. Y'all teaching is for believers. Simple as that. If you want to know, that's the reality. We'll be right back. And we are back. I can't even believe I'm doing a well, I hate, for lack of a better word, because it's necessary. I ain't going to say I can't believe I'm doing a broadcast like this. But, it's necessary. I'm like, damn, after thousands of broadcasts, y'all still think I'm copying somebody? For real? No, I can't be serious because, again, everything I presented to you was future knowledge. Everything. You never heard none of this stuff I've been teaching before. You tell me where. Tell me where you heard this from. And then you got to break it down verbatim to what I say and what the people who came before me say. You got to break it down verbatim. Mentellect is next level knowledge. Mentellect is not new, and it's not old. Why do I say Mentellect is not new or old? Because Mentellect has always been a transmission that has existed above us in the fourth dimension. Mentellect has always been streaming, right? And because we were in a state of darkness, around a whole bunch of people in darkness, we were not getting the transmission. But now that a lot of these people have been sacrificed and their doctrines have passed on, they passed away and things like this, now the brightness is becoming clearer. Now, as the comet ripped the sky, the comet Bennett ripped the sky, that's when the open gate in 1970 came open and this transmission started to come in. You see? That's when the transmission of Mentellect started to come in, gradually. And it didn't start making its full-on appearance, or the transmission got fuller until 2010, right? That's when I brought out the word Mentellect. I was teaching 7 years prior to 2010. Starting in 2003, I started teaching off and on. But then the transmission got stronger, and that's where the word Mentellect came from. That's when I started presenting Amen. A-H-M-E-N, not A-M-E-N, A-H-A-M-E-N, right? And the breakdown of that as us is the Amen race, that we are a race of Amen that have been projected here, and that there are clones of those who are the projections who are here on earth, right? That became you so-called black people, and I broke down how the humans got here, why we used animals to with our Amen genetic to make them. Now, people might say, oh, that sounds like the Sumerian story. I can't help if the account is right. The account is right. So what am I going to say? Oh, I'm going to make up my own story and whatnot, so it don't sound like the Sumerian story. If the account is right, it's right. All I was doing when I started speaking on it was giving the background story of what really happened. That's all. But the account, for the most part, is right. Some of it is a little off, but for the most part, it's right. But that's not the foundation of Mentellect. I told you, that's 5% of Mentellect. And again, that's not even going to be 5% of Mentellect. Past knowledge is not even going to be 5% of Mentellect no more. It's not going, and present knowledge is not going to be a foundation of Mentellect, because everything's going to be 100% future. Everything. Because there was a time when it was more like half future and 50% on past, and 25 past, 25 present, and 50% future. That's how I used to break it down. I'm going to teach about the past. I'm going to teach about the present, and then I'm going to teach about the future. I was going to break it down half and half, and that's what I did. I broke it down in halves. You see? And in doing that, it gave people more clarity to where we was going in the future. That's why I did that. Because I really didn't even want to speak about the Bible or the Quran or any of this other stuff. The stuff I talked about, Islam and Christianity and Judaism and the Esau and Jacob, and even, only thing I wanted to deal with concerning religion was just breaking down the book of Revelation. After that, I wasn't even concerned with that no more. I could have been teaching future stuff, but Amen didn't transmit it to me that way. You see, Amen transmitted, I had to break that down too, so that there was complete understanding of that and how it affects us today. and how we go forward in the future, because again, it's all about straightening out the whole line. It ain't about straightening out the future line. It's about straightening out the present and the past. That's why y'all said when y'all hear me, damn, that's the realest and the rawest truth I ever heard, 100, realest and the rawest, because I'm straightening it out. I'm setting the record straight, for real. Like my mentor, Dr. York, used to say. I'm setting the record straight. So after we finish talking about this and the record been set straight on that last 10% of it, we ain't talking about that no more. I don't give a damn about no Book of the Dead. I don't care about none of that now. Or the Bible or the Quran or Jesus or Allah. I don't care about that no more. I already spoke on that. It's not necessary no more. Y'all got to keep talking about that, because that's the end of y'all. Y'all got to keep talking about that. See, y'all got to keep on talking like that. I could talk straight, because Mentellect is straight with no chaser, raw and uncut. What kind of religion? If I was out here to try to be a religious leader and things like that, would I be cussing up a storm like I'm cussing? I cuss up a storm. I know. So, and that's a good thing, because all you people that's all hooked up on the word, because a lot of you guys, y'all slick with your words, and you know you're very slick, and you know how to play word play, and you're somewhat articulate. You know what I'm saying? Which I can do too. But I don't choose to do that. I choose to give it to my people raw and uncut and real. You understand? And it's supposed to turn off the people who don't like that kind of language, who don't like adult language. Because we have been adulterated here. So yeah, I am going to use adult language. I am going to speak raw at times. I'm going to speak crude at times. But that's not the gist of the message. It's to get it out there and to get it to stick in your head, because y'all have become rough and raw and rigid people. And we have to break that off. We have to break it off. See, I'm the one that spoke about the ascension. I'm the one that spoke about the ascension. I'm the only one that's speaking about the ascension and where we going and what our place is in the future. Y'all ain't talking like that. When the last time you heard Minister Farrakhan talking about our place in the future? He's thinking about a place in the future amongst the white man. When the last time you heard any of these guys, the Nuwapians, any of these guys, or your Bobby Hemmitts or Phil talking about our place in the future? When the last time you heard that? I ain't never heard them talk about the future. I heard these guys say, and I was surprised that he said this. This the guy, because I kind of respected him. What's the guy's name? Not Leonard Jeffries, but this is the other guy. The one who always going around talking about making money in economics and finance. What's that guy? Dr. Claude Anderson. He gonna say, oh, the future ain't important. The future is the past. What? The future is the past? No, the future is not the past. The future is on its own. The past and the present are counterparts. I taught you that. I said that the past and the future are not counterparts. The past and present are counterparts. The future is on its own. I taught you that supremacy is unto itself, just like future is unto itself. There is no opposite to future. Past is not the opposite to future. Present is the opposite to past. I taught you that. You understand? I taught you that. So again, I taught y'all about mathematics. I taught you about a time where there's a numerical system that doesn't have multiple numbers, that's only based on one. Mathematics in the fourth dimension. I taught you that. And I started doing mathematic equations. Mathematics, not mathematics. Mathematics. One number. One, not multiple numbers. I taught you that. You understand? Or should I say, do you ultrastand? See, Dr. York, hey, much as I love Dr. York, hey, he was copying stuff from ancient Egypt. He was. He took some stuff. He had some, I'm not going to say he wasn't receiving no reception, but most of his doctrine was from teachings from the past. Egypt, Islam, things like that. Elijah Muhammad, his teaching was Islam. That's past stuff. And like I said, I'm not taking anything away from them, because they made it modern day and they made it present, which was a beautiful thing. I'm never going to take nothing away from them. I'm never going to say they was definitely necessary. But now we got future intelligence, and you can't lead from the middle, and you can't lead from the back. You got to lead from the front, man. And the only thing that's going to get us to lead from the front is future knowledge, forward thinking teaching, man. And you guys ain't got it, man. That's what differentiates us from Mentellect, because we got it. We got it. We got this, the Mentellians. Hail Amen. Hail us. Now let me go ahead and read these questions before we get out of here. I gave you guys all the chance. I put it everywhere to call in and tell me where, how Mentellect is anything like anything else is being taught, where we differentiate, and I showed you. Now, if you didn't call in, don't say nothing to me no more, because I know y'all phony. You just want to try and, create a talking point, but you really don't want the answer. Is the difference, what is the difference between Mentellect and all other teachings, past and present? Mentellect is based on logic and rationale. Those other teachings are based on belief. Mentellect is based on the reality of a race of lords. Those other teachers believe in a god, a spook god, and a spook devil. You understand? Mentellect is based on soul and intelligence, mind, body, and soul, and etheric intelligence and physical. Those are based on mind, body, and spirit. We don't believe in anything. We acknowledge logic. We as Mentellians acknowledge logic. The other people, y'all believe in stuff. We are thinkers. Y'all are believers. You see? Mentellect is not for black people. Y'all teachers for black, white, and everybody else. Mentellect is not for black people, white people, or the human race. Who the hell taught that? Mentellect is for the Amen race, not for the Mentellians, not for the black race, not for the white race, not for the human race. Now, who was teaching that? Because last time I checked, you Israelites said that Esau is your brother. Last time I checked, you said the white man is your brother, but then you said the white man came out the caves. Which one is it? Did the white man come out the caves, or did he come out the same mother as you? You niggas need to get y'all story straight. And again, Mentellect ain't based on stories. It's based on reality, logical reality. Where does Mentellect come from? Directly from Amen. And the Amen race is us, meaning us in higher states. It's coming from the future self. Mentellect comes from the future us, the future collective. Us in the future sending transmission to us in the present to straighten out the line. That's what Mentellect is at. We don't believe in those spook gods. We don't believe in a damn thing. We acknowledge reality, and reality says we exist. We exist, and we live in the future. And our future selves are sending messages to our present self now. Why did Mentellect come to the elect? To raise us to the next level, to raise us to the fourth dimension from the third. Will black people comprehend it? No, because there ain't no black people in the fourth dimension, and there ain't no white people in the fourth dimension. Now, who taught you that? The only people, you ain't even going forward in the third dimension, in the highest state of the third dimension, ain't no more black and white people. The white man is seeing to that. It's going to be the gray race, the mixed race. And going in the fourth dimension ain't going to be no black people. It's going to be the bright race. That's it. We are the bright race. And I'm not talking about no mixed race. I'm not talking about no mulatto race. A lot of you niggas going to talk, oh, you mean black and white mixed together is bright? No, the bright race, the solar intelligent race, the Amen race. We are the bright race. Y'all are the black race. You see? What does the emergence of Mentellect signal? The signaling of the elect and the signaling of the true rulers, the real rulers who coming into power again, going forward. Going forward, the true rulers, the true judges that's coming in power again, because see, this is judgment day. We have to be raised as judges, so we definitely need a knowledge, a teaching, a rationale, a logic that's separate from everybody else. Separate. We can't be sharing no goddamn doctrine like you 5% going to talk about the black man is God, but then you sharing Islam with some Arabs. Come on with that, man. But that's it. We're going to close out in the name of Amen by the power of Amen, and Amen we trust, and Amen we think, and in Amen we continue forward forever. I am the intellectual Nuben Menkares. This has been Mentellect Radio. And if I offended anybody, I don't give a goddamn. Good night.
Rising out the black race to the bright race, out the black race to the bright race. It's the Republic of Mentellect, black race to the bright race. If it's hell, Amen, then it's hell us. They tried everything just to spell us. Fed us religion, gave us fake gods. Through all of that, we beat the odds. Now we coming together under one flag. Colors red, gold, and blue. Superman, Superwoman, that's me and you. The infinite capabilities